Hip hop is, it's the smallest part and it's the biggest part in a lot of ways, because hip hop is the hook. Hip hop is what brings, hip hop is what'll bring the kids there. But if you just have a dance workshop, that's not going to do anything really. Besides get the kids all riled up. The circus came to town, basically, you know, and then they left, and then everybody's jacked because the circus came. Everybody's super excited. My advice would be like, yeah, bring them in. Bring people in who it doesn't have to be Blueprint, but it needs to be people who understand that this is a wellness project first, and who have the capacity to deal with issues when they arise, because we have lots of disclosure that happens during these workshops, and you need counselors around who can deal with that. So you need to have the community be alerted that this is going to happen. You need to have all helpers, all counselors and other volunteers, elders, people who help, alerted that this is happening, so they can either be there or sort of be on standby. The reason it's successful is the youth run the program, right? And they have Mika who guides them and who helps them, who coordinates them, but we never force anything on them. So like when the youth started, a lot of the youth in the hip hop program weren't interested at all in drum dancing or throat singing. But because the elders got involved, because the elders in Clyde River are so strong and supportive, because they got involved in the hip hop projects, and they actually went and tried hip hop dancing and stuff, and did scratching and all this crazy stuff, and showed that they were supportive of the youth then actually started wanting to ask the elders about their stuff, like drum dancing or throat singing, and their like jigging dancing and stuff. And they've actually asked for workshops because of that. And again, it hasn't come from me, hasn't come from Mika, it's come from the youth saying, we want to learn how to throat sing so that we can incorporate throat singing into our beatboxing. We brought in drum dancers last year to teach some drum dancing because they wanted to incorporate drum dancing into their hip hop routines. So the basic message is, like, if you want the youth to really be involved, if you want it to be their project, that they need to actually have ownership of it, and you need to just support their ideas and do what you can to listen to their ideas and not manipulate it. The fact that the people who are participating in hip hop, and as well our other youth programs, have adults who are trained, who support them and support their programs and are there for them, and make sure that Illisoq Civic's drop-in opens when it says it's supposed to open. The C Hall, community hall, is open for hip hop practice when it's supposed to be open for hip hop practice. So many times it's the adults, I think, in town that let the youth down. You start a program for youth, and youth start to come, and you have 3 or 4 months of like really good attendance and really positive things happen. And then, you know, maybe an adult is sick one day and doesn't show up, and doesn't get a sub to come and open up that night for them. And the youth all come, and they're geared up to participate, but no adults come there to open up the center for them. It only takes once or twice of that happening, and youth are like, well, I'm not going, because like, who knows if they're even going to show up to go. The adults, it's almost like, well, the adults don't care anyway. If you're a youth and you feel like the adults and the elders are really, really into what you're doing, I think it helps a lot. It helps bridge that gap. It helps youth have more confidence in the adults. And if they have more confidence in the adults, they will talk more to the adults, I think. And that communication is what we're trying to foster. So yeah, what I'm saying is it's not the solution for everything, but it was a good beginning and a good way to like connect with youth who we weren't able to reach in our other programs that we were offering. When a youth in our hip hop program or a youth in another program all of a sudden stops coming to the program, Mika goes to find out why, or the kids in the youth hip hop program or the kids in the drop-in, like they organize and they go find that youth and find out where they are and why they're not coming and what's going on. And we've managed to continue to find funding to pay for Mika's position, which means that we have continued to have somebody as a youth counselor who's continually working with not only the hip hop kids, but all the youth that go to our programs. That is why this program has had the long-term impact that it's had.